Greetings, geeks, and welcome to Wizards, the podcast guide to comics, our ongoing YouTube series where Adam and I discuss whatever comes up to our mind. And Adam today decided he wanted to have a video conversation because he got something in the mail that he feels needs to be showcased, and he needed to share it with me and the universe. So, Adam, take it away.
All right, yes, Michael. So, I was on eBay the other day searching for Wizard Magazine, like I do. And every once in a while, I get an idea in my head. I'd say, it'd be so cool if I found this or I found this, right? And so I didn't have anything in particular, but I found a lot of Wizard Magazine from like the beginning until like almost the end.
Really?
Now, we already have most of the issues for the archives, but it was still unique to see somebody offering that many issues, right, for sale. So I started reading the description, and down in the description, I saw something that caught my eye because we had just talked about it in a recent episode. So, Michael, do you recall when we started talking about the Wizard merchandise here?
Yes, I do recall, and I remember you mentioned you had somehow obtained the Big Cheese hat and so on and so forth.
Right. So what happened was I saw that we had the Big Cheese t-shirt was the big item we were talking about, and they were selling a hat and a binder and all those things. So it was super exciting to see if this still existed. Turns out it did, yes. And this guy's listening. So I started offering him. I'm like, look, I don't need all the Wizard magazines. I have a Wizard podcast. I already have all of that. But what I do want is this t-shirt and this hat.
I want this merch.
Yes, I got to get the vintage merch, okay? So let me show you after a little bit of negotiating what we were able to find here, okay, Michael? So first of all, we just mentioned it, right? We talked about maybe bringing it back on our TeePublic store. We have the Big Cheese t-shirt, okay? So this is a vintage, never worn Wizard Big Cheese t-shirt, right?
Never worn.
It has the logo in front there, okay?
Wow, interesting. That's kind of cool.
Size large for the 90s, which means it fits me, who's usually the XL.
Wow.
So I'm happy with that. And but yeah, for those who don't know, Gareb Shamus, who was the publisher, right, of Wizard, his nickname was the Big Cheese, and so they decided to
Why
market.
do they call them that? Like, what? I don't fully understand. I mean, I know what the Big Cheese means, like, the head honcho, or whatever. So they like that just was kind of like a nickname that he had around the office that kind of went viral before viral existed, I guess.
Well, I will tell you this is a little tease for the future, guys. We have Brian Cunningham, who is one of the longest running members of the Wizard editorial staff, on slate for next year to join us for an episode of the Wizard Files. So we're going to have to see if he knows the origin of the Big Cheese there. But also, I always wondered, we're talking about Shazam recently, too. And I was like, they call it the Big Red Cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was some play on that. But yeah, so we have the Big Cheese. We can start manufacturing now, Michael. We have the design. We can get on it right now. Duplication. We'll be wearing this.
We have the technology. We can rebuild him.
All right. So, but also in the mix, right, was a Wizard hat. And I was like, oh, that's great. It'll have a Wizard logo on it. No. This is an autographed Wizard hat, autographed by all the members of the staff at the magazine at the time.
Wow.
Okay. So I asked him about this. I said, how did you get this autographed hat? And he said, I won the scavenger hunt. one year in the early days, I was one of the winners, and this is what came. That's why he never wore it. He just got it, as a prize. So just to show some of you guys here. So we have Pat Mccallum. Okay, I was able to find Pat Mccallum. We just talked about Brian Cunningham. There's Brian right there. Okay, we have Dan Riley.
Wow.
Our wizard cohorts, who actually worked at the magazine. You're like, I know these guys. This is the one I can't identify by the signature, but he drew a picture of himself. There's an actual portrait there, okay? But of course, most exciting, Gareb Shamus, right in the center.
Wow.
He sees himself signed it. But for me, on a very personal note, we have a friend from the Wizard offices who hopefully we can convince him someday to come on the podcast to be interviewed. Steve Blackwell, right here, buddy. Very active on our social media.
Wow.
Giving us the account of the cow heads on the covers of Wizard magazine.
That's pretty cool.
Your signature, all right?
Now, what's very interesting about that is he's the only one that signed on the underside of the bill. That's very interesting. He's the John Hancock of Wizard magazine.
Location. Yeah. Okay. So actually, I'm gonna, I already have my Batman hat on here, so I'm gonna let my assistant Deborah wear the hat for me. She looks better at it than me anyway, right? We all have a mannequin head in our rooms, don't we? Huh?
That's a little disturbing. I'm a little concerned right now.
Yeah. So also in the mix here in this,
there's more.
Look at this shirt. Can you read that for us, Michael?
Jump on now.
What do you think that could be promoting? What comics line, what comics related product? Jump on now. I mean, it was the era of jump. We're jumping all over the place.
Jump around.
Jump up, jump around.
Right.
Down. Would you have guessed the Ultraverse?
No, right. I would have never guessed it. But if
of course not. The Malibu Comics logo on the sleeve. But yes, so anyway, so I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm like, wow, vintage merch. Again, never worn. It's beautiful stuff. So I went searching. I said, okay, so this was part of a prize pack, right? This is what survived. And I found it from the era that he must have won, okay? So this was the Wizard Scavenger Hunt. This was in 1994, okay?
Wow.
Jumping ahead a little bit in our timeline. So I looked at all the prizes, and there were 7 different categories you could win in.
Okay.
Obviously, this is all text. This is literally just a list of everything you could win.
Wow.
I'm going to read it all, but I want to read you. This was part of the 3rd place prize pack, okay? And so these are the things you could win. Not surprisingly, an Ultraverse Starter Set consisting of 75 Ultraverse comics, a limited edition foil Ultraverse comic book, a full cover hologram Ultraverse comic book, a set of Ultraverse trading cards, and Ultraverse CD-ROMics. Like CD-ROM comics, CD-ROMics.
Okay.
An Ultraverse t-shirt, which was preserved. We have that. And then it goes on here to list all these different signed comics. You got like Wildcats #1, Darker Image, both signed by Jim Lee. You get a Gold Max Half signed by Sam Keith. Sword of Azrael trade paperback signed by Joe Quesada. Turok #1 by Bart Sears. Like all the Superman books for the Reign of the Supermen.
That's pretty cool. These are 3rd place prizes? Or these?
3rd place, yeah.
Wow.
And then, interestingly enough, they have like a Gold Supreme #1, a Gold Brigade #1, but not signed by Rob Liefeld. Rob, you're not playing the game? You couldn't sign a few books? Come on. All right. Anyway, so that there's also an uncut sheet of Wizard Series 3 Chromium Image trading cards. Uncut sheet.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's pretty neat. I would frame that. That's cool.
And Deathblow trading card, and limited Red Wildcats trading card signed by Jim Lee.
Ooh.
Jim Lee, he had the pen out. He was going.
He was signing then. Back in the day, he was signing like crazy.
Yeah. Now it goes on. There's a lot more stuff here, and then at the very end, though, and a Wizard T-shirt and baseball cap signed by the Wizard creative staff. So now this piece of history is now kept in our museum, in our archives. And Michael, I'm curious here, though, for the actual winning of the scavenger hunt, you tell me how many things you have here close by and see if you could win the scavenger hunt. You just
okay.
Tell me here, okay?
I'm ready.
You have a Viewmaster reel.
Not today. No. My daughter does. She has
Okay.
a Viewmaster. I don't know if we have the reel, but we do have a Viewmaster.
How about a photo of Kirstie Alley as Savik from the Star Trek films?
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right. How about can you answer this question? The actor who played the trickster on TV's The Flash.
Yeah, it was Mark Hamill.
Oh, good. I was worried we'd have to flame on right there. So
No. That's one I know for sure because honestly, that's where they got the origin of the Joker voice from for an animated series.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. He was testing it out there, right? I think
if you watch the series, it literally sounds like the Joker, like in real life.
Now, how about this? Do you have a Star Wars postcard?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
How about a Nightfall Pog?
What kind of Pog?
From Nightfall, based on the Batman.
Oh, a Nightfall Pog.
Yeah.
I would have had one then, yes, but not in 2020, no.
How about a straw wrapper? Do you have a wrapper from a straw you just keep lying around in your
In my
office?
car, I just had yes, pardon the environment, but yes, I had a coffee, it had a straw, the wrapper's in my car sitting on the floor. So, yes.
Now, they don't want you to send them one, but they want a picture of a chia pet. Chia.
So that makes it a lot harder back then because you had to either have a Polaroid or take a, disposable camera, take a picture, go to 1 hour photo, get the whole reel developed for one picture of a chia pet.
Now, here's one because I know you're a fan, but I don't know how you could distinguish who they're talking about. The correct spelling of Seinfeld's girlfriend's name. Now, my theory is that they mean Elaine. But you know what I'm saying? Like, because he didn't have one girlfriend.
He had a lot of girlfriends.
It's a joke,
Yeah.
Always a new girlfriend. So
Yeah.
This is probably, to me, feels like it must have been the hardest thing to still have. Farrah Fawcett or a Charlie's Angels trading card.
Trading card?
In 1994, when this scavenger hunt was going on, that seems really difficult to come by. Like nowadays, you just go on eBay, right?
Well, the show was in reruns then, but I don't know if they had trading cards still of that show. Like,
yeah, where would you possibly pick them up? You'd have to go to a flea market
right.
and hope you ran into somebody selling them. So,
yeah.
So now, all that being said, Michael, we have, the shirts, we got the hat. There is one more item we need to track down here that as I was searching for the scavenger hunt, I found this. These are Wizard branded sunglasses.
Okay.
It has a little Wizard logo right there.
So, funny enough, growing up, we used to go skiing a lot. I had sunglasses exactly like that, just weren't branded Wizard, obviously, but that's weird. If we could find those, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if anybody's out there, you come across them, you hit up your buddies over here on Wizards. But yeah, we wanted to share that with you guys because, man, there's certain pieces of history. A lot of people have the trading cards that came from Wizard, right? People ordered their half comics and all those things. But the t-shirt, the hat, that's something special. We wanted you to see it. We're not telling you the investment that the show made in this item.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know.
Don't ask. But it's here now and it's safe. But speaking of something special for all of you, Michael, why don't you announce here a very special bonus episode series that we have coming up for everybody?
Okay, so we've been kind of bouncing this idea around for a while, but we have a super fun multi-part, Snyderverse kind of series of episodes coming up, talking about the Roger Corman Fantastic Four film that doesn't exist or never existed as in the eyes of Marvel. They'll be dropping on Friday, starting the day after Thanksgiving, and it's going to be super exciting. It's going to be really fun. Some really good conversations. There's some really good sound bites and stuff that we found. And definitely check it out. We're also going to be posting them on the YouTube channel as well, because we did it as a Zoom call with friend of the show, Steven Sapellis. And so we're going to be going deep on this movie, as well as the documentary called Doomed that you can find on Amazon Prime. And apparently there is a book as well. You have the book. You have the book, don't you?
I have it right here.
He has the book. I have to get this book
This
now.
was a gift. This was a gift from Steven Sapellis. So just so you guys know, I was not able to participate in the bulk of the discussion. So it's Steven and Michael going deep, man. You think I go deep sometimes. Steven has loved this movie ever since the inkling of it even existing could occur. And so you're going to hear some wild stories from him. I'm going to come in on the last part, give you my thoughts all about it. But yes, this is a 4-part series.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying editing it, and I never like listening to my own voice. This particular one, I'm having a lot of fun, like reliving the conversation. It's pretty enjoyable, and it's pretty cool. So,
how much talk is there about Long Island? That's the question. That's why you're enjoying it?
I'd say there's about 15% of the conversation revolves around Long Island. Yeah, probably at some point or other it comes up in multiple aspects of the conversation. Somehow Steven or myself tie it to Marvel or the Fantastic Four or something related to that as well, which is pretty funny.
Now, just so you guys know, last thing here, like I said, I got these items from somebody who is selling a full collection of Wizard magazines, as well as a lot of other cool comic book ephemera and books themselves. Great collection. His name is Rick. He's a cool dude. So what I will do is on our social media and in the notes here, I'm going to post a link to that eBay sale listing so that you guys can find it. Because if anybody wants to spend like $700 so you can have a full collection and read along with us, you might even be able to negotiate a little bit with him, you know, and you can get yourself a full collection. I know it's tempting, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So just wanted to make you aware that it is available.
A mountain supply of 30-year-old magazines that are not Playboys.
Yeah, exactly. Most people going on in that direction. We're bringing you wholesome Wizard magazine as the issues go on, less and less so. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for joining us for this special episode. And like we said, we have so much more to come on the YouTube channel in the coming weeks. We're very excited to share more and more with you.
Yeah, we got a lot of content to come. It's going to be really fun. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Wizards Comics, on Instagram at Wizards_Comics. Adam, what's our TeePublic store where you got that lovely shirt you're wearing right now?
Well, we'll be sure to drop the link into the show notes here as well to get you there easier. But you just search Wizards Comics and you should be able to find it there on the website there. But yeah, this big cheese t-shirt, look for it. Might be coming your way soon.
I'm also thinking about ordering myself a hoodie now that it's getting cold out here in New York. So, hey.
You'll be like, hey, who's that guy, the big cheese?
You know who it is. Until next time, don't forget to keep your books bagged and boarded. Thanks for watching.
Bye, Deborah.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.